Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And this is very important. I wanted to cover this again for those of you who are new to the channel. And the fact that Neville recently mentioned it at a conference is even better. And I posted that clip on my Twitter yesterday. So another great article from Mike Dano. I'll leave it in the description down below with voice over NR launching T-Mobile's all 5G future. Neville said him and his team want to be an all 5G business. So now what does that mean to you? I want to be very clear on this. LTE is done. It's finished. There is no capital focus on LTE whatsoever. None. They're not putting in LTE only small cells anymore. They're not doing that, or strand mounts or DAS systems. That's done. This year, this is what I'm being told. This year, there is a chunk of the CapEx, the capital, that's going to go to upgrading the ODAS systems into small cells, and they will be supporting 5G moving forward. Any small cells that are being constructed in the future are going to be 5G. LTE is finished for them. For example, AT&T and Verizon, some of the small cells that they're implementing that are still going up today still have LTE on them. And it's a full LTE deployment, 700, 1900 AWS, and then some of them are getting CBRS as well. And then, of course, millimeter wave. Millimeter wave is an NR technology, but Verizon and AT&T haven't shifted towards upgrading at scale, deploying their small cells on NR. T-Mobile is deploying NR small cells moving forward. There's going to be no LTE associated with them. They are finished with LTE. Also, now that the Sprint CDMA network is shut down, and the LTE side of Sprint is being shut down, all that spectrum is going to NR. That was confirmed to me yesterday. N25, straight to NR, going straight to NR. If it's on LTE today, even if it's 5 megahertz, now that Sprint CDMA is shut down, that PCS channel can now be made contiguous. That's going to NR. That's not staying on LTE. Also, band 41, that was on Sprint, and some of that was also deployed on T-Mobile's LTE network, not staying on LTE, going to 5G. And like I said before, very quickly, it's not going to take long. Neville said 1, 2, or 3 years, not going to take that long at the pace that they're upgrading customers. They are going to trim and refarm that LTE spectrum very quickly. By my estimations, I think at the very beginning, because 55% of traffic is already on 5G today. So I think very early on in the beginning, T-Mobile is going to trim all of the LTE carriers down to 5 megahertz, band 2, 66, and 12. And yes, N71, that's going to 5G too. That ain't staying on LTE. They are wanting to become an all 5G business. That's going to NR too. So on LTE, the remaining carriers will be band 2, 5 megahertz, band 66, 5 megahertz, band 12, 5 megahertz. That'll be the remaining carriers. That's not happening right this second, but I think eventually that will happen, and that will happen very quickly. I think once they get to 70% traffic on 5G, that's when I think they can start trimming down the LTE spectrum. And then next, band 2 and band 66 will disappear, and that spectrum will be refarmed to NR, to 5G, and then there'll be one carrier of 5 megahertz left on LTE in case there's a fallback, kind of like what they did with HSPA. HSPA at the end, well, actually very early on, they had one carrier of like 5 megahertz left on there. That was it. And they're going to proceed the same way in this case. So I'm very serious when I say this. If you're in a position, get a 5G phone right now. It's just going to be better performing. because LTE is finished. There's no capital priority towards that at all. Everything that's going up new is going to be NR. And then, of course, they'll still have the dual band radio to support LTE because there's still users on LTE. But like I said, that performance is going to decrease very, very quickly. Trust me on this. It's going to happen. Verizon and AT&T are still focused on increasing LTE performance. So if you want to stay on LTE, my recommendation is go to AT&T or Verizon. If you want 5G, you want the larger channel sizes, you're going to have to go to T-Mobile because they're going to convert this very, very quickly. Like they said, they're going to be at 200 megahertz of total bandwidth on mid-band by the end of 2023. And that's going to increase to 300 megahertz sometime after that milestone. And with them already testing voice over NR, and yes, keep in mind, even though it's commercially launched in parts of Portland and Salt Lake City, it's all in beta. Trust me. It's commercial beta. They want to test. They want to see in the system where they lag, where the calls drop, where's the muting. They want to test all that. I've been told that too. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel. I just wanted to give you guys this update, letting you guys know 5G is the future for T-Mobile. There's no other way to put it. They've already made more than multi-year investments into the low band since 2018. They just now hit the 2-year mark on making a multi-investment into the mid-band, which is going to continue. So they're all in on 5G. There's no looking back. They're not talking about LTE. There is no LTE in the plans. It's all 5G moving forward. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Follow my social media, especially my Twitter, for more interaction. Thanks again for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.